Lynette Oxley here for Tactical TV. Sorry, no, I can't even speak. It's been a long couple of weeks. Hi, Paul.
It's been a long week this week, even though it's a short week.
Exactly. Look, things have been so democratic. We've had so much stuff on. Hannes has been on leave. I'm not going to say what I was thinking, but in any case, he and his wife went somewhere for a couple of days, so that's why we didn't have our show last week. This week there's no Friday, it's Easter Friday. So, so we just thought let's throw in the show today because there's two interesting topics.
Yeah, it's something we've been wanting to talk about for a while.
Yeah.
We've been talking to everybody else about it, but we haven't spoken to you, our viewers. Sorry, hi viewers.
I did say hi.
No, but not I didn't.
Yes.
You see. So that's been something we've been wanting to chat about. We were contacted by the lead author of this this paper. It's available on the GOSA Facebook group under files. It's titled. It's in the journal Law Democracy and Development by two legal researchers from the University of the Western Cape, the University of the Wild Communists. The title of the...
And it's got red on the front.
Yes, you see. The title of the document is Disarming the Dispirited South African, which is quite nice. A critical analysis of the proposed ban on firearms for self-defense. As I said, the lead author is a senior law lecturer at UWC, Wendell Nortje, and his assistant... I'm going to have to get my blooming glasses on to read this. That's how blind I am. Shane Hull. And although they've jointly authored this paper, Wendell sent this on to us.
Which?
But he wants to lick my leg. No. Here we go, my boy. Yes. Anyway, so Wendell sent this on to us, and I've had a bit of a discussion with him offline. Backwards and forwards over the last little while, clarifying certain points, and I think that it may even get into an edit, a version 2 of this, because we've raised some interesting points about self-defense and particularly about that contested Judge Froneman Obiter in the Constitutional Court in the SA Hunters case in 2018, goodness gracious. When Froneman let his mouth run away with him and made all sorts of unsubstantiated claims about firearm ownership being a privilege and not a right, even though that had never been argued in the court or presented to the court. So that was a bit of a, it was. Anyway, but it's an obiter. It's an off-the-cuff remark. It's
not written into law like
the court never found on it, etc., etc., etc.
It was not argued.
It wasn't argued. It couldn't have been. There was no evidence presented. It was never argued. Okay. So it's persuasive but not conclusive. So yay. The problem is it's out there.
And it's been taken by Gun Free South Africa and brought up.
Oh, Gun Free South Africa bangs on about this all the time.
Absolutely, yeah.
They've got one toy and they play with it until it's broken. In any case, but Nortje and Hull have gone through the idea that's been floated in the Firearms Control Amendment Bill of outlawing of just completely eliminating Section 13, self-defense firearms. And the conclusions that they come to in this paper, I would recommend that anybody to read it.
I haven't even had time.
Without the appendices, it's about 20 pages. Let me see, 18, 19, 20 pages without appendices.
But we have to read.
It's very well written. The conclusions they draw are that it would actually be unconstitutional for self-defense to be left out of the Firearms Control Act, and they draw up and they arrive at this by saying, look, what that would do is that would force people to rely solely on the South African Police Service to secure their most important right under our Bill of Rights, the most important right under natural law, the right to life, the right to bodily integrity, the right to defend your life. If they eliminated Section 13, it would effectively be trenching on the right to life.
But again, it's the natural law versus the positive law
Well, you
argument.
see, you get these idiots that claim that, you know, unless the government says to you you can wear yellow underpants, you can't.
Or eat rotisserie chickens.
Or eat rotisserie chicken, or buy slops, or whatever it is. You know, it's just these idiots, these. You know,
And
I can't be dismissive enough about them.
No.
The problem is some people who have got very small brains and very shallow intellects take them seriously.
But you
And that's
can't.
the problem.
But I always, when I do the ladies' events, in the end, it's you and your attacker. The police is not going to be
The police
there.
aren't there.
And definitely not even your security company. They can be there within 3-5 minutes or whatever, but that can be too late.
So what Nortje and Hull do, they wade through this. They go into quite some detail, and they go into the details of police complicity in the supply of firearms to criminals. Huge thing. So now how can you on the one hand say, oh, but you must trust your entire security to the police? Excuse me. It's not COVID, I promise. And on the other hand say, but the police are complicit.
Norwood Police
Hugely
Station.
complicit. Norwood, for goodness sakes. So they raise all of these things out. And it seems that unbeknownst to us, there's quite a vibrant debate going on amongst legal academics
That's interesting.
about this right now. When I raised some points out,
About the overture remarks.
yeah, the overture remarks, Nortje came back to me with some stuff from the University of the Northwest, Potchefstroom, Paka, the Pompoenboere. And so they have been discussing stuff as well. So there are these little flames of
Sorry,
of
Hannes is,
interest.
Live question.
do we have a
We have a live question! Oh my God!
I
Sorry,
do-
this is so exciting.
Tilt your screen to make it bigger.
I don't have a question where on the WhatsApp. I haven't got anything. Hannes, okay, live question. Okay, let's have a look. Hi, Bev. Do they now understand that the process of getting a firearm should be made easier rather than more difficult? Martin Swart.
So yeah, thank you, Martin. Okay, so one of the conclusions they draw is they say, okay, they've got a couple of suggestions, you know, apart from the fact that, and these suggestions are conclusions and recommendations. Here we go. Concludes that the FCAB, if enacted, will violate the constitutional rights of gun owners and the South African public in general, for that matter. But let's get to what Martin was asking about. And they say they propose 3 recommendations to combat gun violence in South Africa. I mean, this gun violence thing is just a football everybody kicks around. Firstly, the regulation of firearms should be strengthened by incorporating additional measures to ensure that firearm licenses are granted only to responsible firearm owners. Okay, that's okay, because we've seen what's happened. The police have sold guns and have sold licenses to the most horrendous characters. And firearm license holders should be implored to hand over their illegal firearms to the SAPs. That doesn't make sense. You can't be a license holder and have an illegal firearm. If they're willing to obtain a license for their firearms, blah blah blah. That seems like a bit of junk. They need to edit out. These unlicensed firearm owners should be convicted and fined heavily. Blah blah blah. All good and well. Secondly, the problem of the SAPs providing firearms to criminals requires serious reform. And now they're talking again about Norwood, 158 firearms, blah, blah, blah. Thirdly, it is recommended the SAPs establish a dedicated and independent team to address failures within the current firearms regime. So they want they want the police to sort out the registry, and that's basically where they get to. This is not definitive, and although we're raving about it, it's not perfectly to our liking. The point, guys, is this is
Academics are talking about it.
Academics are talking about it. This is primary research. It's what we've been banging on about forever, that there is no proper primary research being conducted in South Africa. There are no published papers. This is published. This is peer-reviewed and published. And it's got about
And they don't
5 pages of references at the back.
And they don't refer to each other like in other research.
Those academic frauds, Matsopoulos and Abrahams, who cross-reference each other. They stand on a podium next to each other and say, well, I say this because she says that. And then she says, but I'm saying this because he says that. And somehow that's believed to be acceptable academic standard in South Africa.
So we also know that there is other research coming out, which is going to be very interesting.
I think we did refer to it before.
We did refer to it. We're still waiting for it.
So we were working with the author of that this week, strangely enough. I had about a 2-hour meeting with him about that this week.
We haven't even talked about it today.
And he's knocking the dents out of it, and we need to make it, he needs to make it, not we. We're not authoring it, he is. He needs to make it as unassailable as possible. So he has to take out all emotive language. He has to take out anything that might seem to, and that's what you do. That's what academics do. Proper academic studies do that. They don't go down the rabbit hole of trying to that guns are evil and then try and just reverse justify. It doesn't work that way. So he's working very hard to get the paper out. But as we've said before, what the paper shows quite clearly is that the less firearm owners there are, the higher the crime rate is.
And the same thing is what the VIS report also said is the only thing that makes a difference is stronger policing.
Correct.
Firearm ownership.
The firearm legislation makes that, because licensed firearm owners are by definition law-abiding.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't us. You know, so there are cash in transit. The police shot 8 cash in transit guys dead and 4 wounded.
They don't have legal firearms.
Well, yeah, so they're not using legal firearms except if they're serving police members, but yes. In which case, but they're using their service weapons for non-official duties is not legal. So they're unlawful firearm owners, or unlawfully held firearms in that instance.
Yeah.
But this kind of primary research is gold for us. It's absolute gold. The other thing is that we now know that there's a grounds. I wouldn't go so far as calling it a groundswell of academics, but there are a number of academics who are discussing this seriously.
In the same area that Metropolis and them are coming from.
All we want as gun owners is the truth to come out. We're not interested in bending it this way or bending it that way. Let the truth come out. Let's put the truth on the table. We are entirely confident that if the truth is laid out, we'll come out on top. It's what we've always said. We're not for bending. We're for the truth. I mean, if guns turn out to be a boon to society, we want people to know about it. If they turn out to be something which needs further regulation or stricter regulation, then we're going to have to suck it up. But we know it's not that.
No, it's not that.
The anecdotal evidence supports the academics. As we said, we can prove in South Africa, with all the years of studies and crime rates and murder rates, specifically murder rates, and the licensed firearm ownership through the last 20 years. I mean, it's very current. I think that the stuff is up to 2021 or 2022. We can prove that as firearm ownership rates have trickled downwards, the murder rate has trickled upwards. It's crossed the graphs have crossed each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the dangerous point.
That's the dangerous point. Okay.
By the way, so I got a chance to point out to the researcher that's doing this work, and this work is academically supported by professors of mathematics who have checked the model, because everything's got to be model. You know,
you're talking about the other the new research.
The new research that's coming out. And I pointed out to him, he said, but you know, there is this rate of civilian licensed firearm loss. I said, yeah, but hang on. Have you factored into this that's not that a lot of that is not section 13, section 14 maybe, section 15, 16, a lot of it is section 20.
Yeah, which
section
is
20, the security companies, everything, oh, that's private security. No, it's not. It's also all the parastatals, all of them, as well as all the metro cops, all the traffic cops, these national traffic police wombles that you see on the highway now, flagging down cars to check that they've...
people on the spear guys,
the railways, the railway security, process security, Coburg, Eskom security, all of these guys have got privately issued, all of the game guards in the Kruger Park, all of those firearms are section 20s. They privately licensed firearms. It's crazy. Yeah. We know Joburg Metro Police carries firearms with under section 20. So when they get robbed or they lose the firearms or whatever happens, I'm not saying JMPD particularly, but any of those parties, it gets blamed on us.
Yeah.
That's nuts. It's madness.
So they are going to take that into consideration.
So now they're building this into the model. Okay. So now let's see what comes out of the wash.
Quite interesting.
You know, they say, oh, but still the majority of firearms are lost by private owners. They are private owners. The metro cops, the traffic departments, all of the SOEs, the state-owned enterprises, all of those are private owners according to the Firearms Control Act.
Okay.
Bizarre.
Interesting. So state versus Ebrahim.
Yeah. Okay, so this was a couple of years, it was, almost 10 years ago? 8 years ago at least? In Fordsburg. Two guys driving along in their Merc. They spot that they're being followed by GTI or Golf 7 or whatever it is. I'm not sure what it was. A Volkswagen something. They spot that they're being followed. They try to get away from them. They rush to their friend's shop, Sniper. And they screech to a halt outside. These guys come pulling in front of them. Oak hops out the door, out the passenger door, with a with a blue boiler suit on and a balaclava and a gun in his hand.
And it was not COVID.
And it wasn't for COVID, no. So the two guys obviously realized that they're in trouble. Yeah, this guy in the blue boiler suit runs to the driver's side, and shots are fired. And we don't. So the driver wasn't Ebrahim that was in court. Ebrahim was the passenger in the front passenger seat. So he hops out of the car, draws his own, both of the driver and the passenger armed. He starts backpedaling away from the Golf, that slewed to a halt in front of them. Backpedaling away, he sees flashes of light coming from the Golf in his direction. He fires back at the Golf. He retreats, and this is wonderful.
Really was very good.
In his statement, obviously they thought about this. Here's the payoff here. Don't make statements to the police in haste. You make statements in haste, you repent for the rest of your life.
Wait for your lawyer.
Wait for your lawyer. Think about it.
If you
Think about it. Go to GOSA. GOSA will help you. We helped somebody with a horrendous statement to the police a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
The police are not your friends. The investigating officer is not your friend. He may put his arm around your shoulders and say, gee, that was a good shooting. Tell me what happened. Don't. Resist. Resist the temptation to brag about what a good shot you are. Anyway, so the official version they put forward, that their attorney puts forward, is I retreated from the danger to a point of cover, laying down covering fire for myself. I then retreated from that point of cover to a second point of cover. It's important stuff, this, guys. It's the way to tell the court that you were being as cautious and responsible as possible.
Yeah.
Which worked very well, because there was two eyewitnesses against them. One, a patroller with a CPF, who seems to have tried to fictitiously create a magical scenario. So working with either the prosecutor or with the investigating officer that supported the charges that the deputy public prosecutor brought against Ebrahim, and which were thrown out of court by the judge. The judge went way beyond what the witness statement said, and went and drilled into it and figured out, now hang on, this doesn't work. Not everybody's stupid. Figured out this doesn't work and threw the state's entire case out. It doesn't help that the state keeps lying on the stand. The investigating officer and his witnesses just contradicted each other horribly. But it's a very important thing. So what the judge held is that this was a self-defense shooting. I mean, and there were three. It turns out there were three would-be hijackers. It turns out, and they wouldn't have known this at the time, that the car had been hijacked a day or two earlier, quite close to there, and that there was a third gun. There was two of the three occupants of the car, including the who hopped out in the boiler suit, who had guns on them, and there was a third gun in the boot of the car, with serial numbers filed off. So it's quite obvious that what actually happened was what the two about Ebrahim and the driver, the conclusion that they came to was correct. These guys were hijackers out to hijack them.
No.
And they acted accordingly. They reacted accordingly, and they shot their way out of trouble. They shot the three guys to doll's rags. Well, perhaps that's not the right word. They put multiple shots on target on each of the three guys.
And they got off.
And the police then engaged in crime scene theatre. They moved the bodies. They moved the guns. Instead of just cordoning the scene off.
Why did they do that?
Who knows? To try to, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe just blind incompetence. With the police, you never know whether it's malicious or just blind incompetence. It's generally one of the two. It was a disaster. So it was a bad day out for the state in the court. They got badly punished. Hopefully the deputy public prosecutor will now go after the CPF patroller who flagrantly lied. It's hopefully the investigating officer will get a bit of attention too, but it never happens.
It never happens.
There's no accountability. Guys are never held to account for their misdeeds. It's anyway. So this was against Ebrahim only, not against the driver. I'm assuming that the driver's case is
a separate case.
Still coming up, or they may have split the cases. Is still coming up, or it will be withdrawn because it's not going to go any better. Yeah. The guys will be able to refer to this case. The defense will refer to this case and say, well, now what? The police are producing the same, or the prosecution is producing the same evidence for both cases. They can't change the evidence now. It's too damn late. Okay. So they've got rotten evidence. They've got a rotten case, and one assumes it will go the same way. And then we have something very exciting to report.
You wanting to move on to Top Shot?
Yes.
I'm going to first move backwards first.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay. That's good.
Cynthia's doing so well with those letters of demand. We had one person that was very negative about it, and then we found out that person is
a fake account.
Fake account. So
wow, what is it?
I can't understand it.
People, it's these people that believe if they blow out your candle, their candle will burn brighter. I don't know what it is. It's
never understood. But in any case, she is doing.
GOSA Law has been doing so well with our letters of demand. I know she sent stuff through to a certain colonel at CFR, and a week later, the guy's licenses were approved. I think not even a week later. I think the colonel said to her on the Wednesday, "I'll get to it hopefully by next week." And I think on the Tuesday of the next week, the stuff came through.
Yeah.
The licenses
So I
came
just
through.
wanted to say, if
So
you
that's,
need
you know,
any assistance, please
She
contact
does
Cynthia.
great work.
If you need motivations, please support us.
We've got great. Our motivation services are the best. It's Motivus. We're the guys who do help to create Motivus.
Yeah. So please support it. If you're not members yet for GOSA, please become members. It helps us to keep the pots boiling.
Correct. So what we've done we've scaled the pricing for the letters of demand, as we do with everything else. We've scaled it advantageously for members, and the higher the level, and some members get their letters of demand for free.
I think it's the Diamond members.
I think the Diamond members get 1 or 2 letters of demand a year for free.
Yeah.
Maybe only 1. But nonetheless, you know, this is a service that another specialist firearms attorney is charging more than 5,000 Rand for.
Yeah.
You go to Diamond member, you get it for free.
Yeah.
No, beat that. I mean, you know.
So please support GOSA Law, and if you're not a member of GOSA, please become a member.
Please become a member. We rely on your support. We have a new program where we're reaching out to potential members and to past members, and encouraging them to come back. It's been running for the past week or 2. It will get into our stride hopefully after Easter. Oh dear, that was scream from the street.
Okay, hope everybody's all right.
And my Rottweiler's right here, so it's not him.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we're doing great work with that. Cynthia, her business area, is doing great work with that.
If you get a call from Luzon, be nice.
Yes, please be nice to her. Very nice lady. She's following up on a lot of lapsed members and trying to bring them back in the fold. Offering the people the new membership packages with all the benefits. So now let's talk about...
Now we can talk about Top Shot.
Well, there's 2 things to talk about, but yes, you...
What do you want to first?
Okay, so we've had our good friends from Silver Rapids, the manufacturers of the GOSA Blue Bullets. We had them around here yesterday.
We've had a bit of settling of supplies.
They've been growing very fast. You know, where we started out, we were their by far their largest market through GOSA. They're now the suppliers of choice to Dave Shear Guns and Safari Outdoor, etc. So Gavin's done a tremendous body of work. So what Gavin has been working on with us on since last year is a way of making the 50 cal that we shoot at our firearms festivals and at our ladies events, to make it more economical to shoot, because
it costs us a fortune.
It costs a bloody fortune. The ammo is expensive and the ammo is hard to get at the moment, you know, because everything's going up to Pemba, northern Mozambique.
The Gorimbas.
Yeah. So we're struggling a bit for supply for the ammo. Also, we don't want to wear the gun out so quickly. So we decided to experiment. We asked Gavin to help us, and he's made up some of the polymer coated bullets, polymer coated lead bullets for 50 cal. And we're now working on over the years we've assembled hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of 50 cal cases, and we're now working to have those converted.
Because they burden.
But the problem is, they burden cases because they're all ex-military. So we're having those converted to take large rifle magnum primers. A lot of the more modern 50 cal ammo suppliers actually just use straight up large rifle magnum primers, Hornady, etc., etc. But to buy their cases is hugely expensive. So we don't want to. We've got hundreds and hundreds of cases, so we're going to have these cases converted, and then we're going to load them up ourselves because it's firing through our gun. So we can do that. It'll work out this time. We tried it last year, but we were too rushed.
Yeah, we were
trying to get everything done in the space of a couple of days,
and
it just didn't work out.
Yeah,
that
we've
way.
got a bit of time, so we've set the date here.
That leads into the discussion of the.
We have set the date, and we've confirmed the venue. I'm just waiting for the finalisation from them. It will be Wattle Springs again, because it is the ideal place
venue
for us to hold it. It's a nice place. It's got nice toilets.
Correct.
It's got shower facilities. It's got a good restaurant, so we can afterwards have our gala event.
Yes.
So it's one place that's very nice. So that's confirmed for
we met with the new owner last week Saturday.
Yeah. So that's excellent. That's going to happen on the 26th of August. Next week sometime we'll open registrations. We're just busy finalising all of the shirts and the design work and the posters and stuff before we actually open registrations.
And I believe we have a great new partner sponsor for a lot of the clothing.
Yeah, we've got already. I've already got all of the caps for all of the competitors and range officers, sponsored by Johnson's Workwear, which is absolutely fantastic. We're waiting to hear if they'll do bags. We might even get some of our other costs free of charge, which we're busy working on. So if you want to sponsor something for the Girls on Fire Top Shot, please get in contact with me.
We've got a whole prospectus that you've put together to what people can get involved with.
Exactly. So
if anybody's interested, please get hold of Girls on Fire at GOSA.co.za, and they'll and Lynette will help put you in touch with the needs that we have.
We've applied for our PBO status this week. Hopefully we can get that out before the end of the year, so that you can have tax certificates back. Other thing is, so we'll also hopefully next week, just been crazy, get nominations for the Fighting Spirit Award, but we're already out of our 16 days of action. We've already got a good couple that I would actually ask if we can actually nominate them as worthy
Fighting Spirit Award winners.
Yes. So yes, that's where we are. There's some. We started with the fundraising. It's not in full steam yet, but yes, I think this one is going to be a really, really good one.
I think
about 4 months.
It's gonna take quite a lot to top last year. Because last year I think the total budget worked out to be about R1 million.
Yeah, 8 million rand. Yeah.
But so let's this year financial conditions, economic conditions are tougher.
But I feel that it's a bit easier. So
the roads are busier. There's more people going to work. More people going to work means more people are earning a living again.
Yeah.
It's all part of this wonderful.
Reviving of the economy.
Yes, please. Yeah. And I see the Minister of Magic has now withdrawn the Minister of Magic and the Minister of Pennies have withdrawn that stupid. How do we attract investors and lenders to Eskom? I know. Let's hide all the dirty washing. That's a great way of it. Dude, it ain't happening. So now they've at least dropped that pretense. And now that the state of disaster has been lifted, but I see the Minister of Magic is now talking in Parliament today about how we'll have to decide. South Africa faces a tough choice. Do we want to stick to our commitments to the Green New Deal or whatever the crap is that they've decided to do, or do we want to have electricity? Well, I'm sorry, the commitments that you made a couple of years ago to some other international body mean nothing when South Africa is dying of no electricity. When businesses are dying by the day because they have no electricity.
One of our Girls on Fire's husband lost his ice cream business because he just couldn't run the generator anymore.
Yes.
And that is really, really, really sad.
That's criminally sad. It's not sad, it's criminal.
Yeah.
It's actually criminal.
So lastly, yes, we will open registrations. I know there's some people that's been bugging us since last year. And if you are not a member of GOSA yet, please
Please
go
join
join
us.
us.
We do good work. We're continuing to do good work. We're reaching out. We're touching people in faraway places. We're having a significant impact on their lives. Guys, we were looking to fundraise this year for some big court actions.
So if you contribute to
and-
the law case, even if it's just 500 rands or 200 rands or something,
Whatever you
please
can.
contribute.
We're grateful for every cent we get in.
And that's it. Now it's a long weekend.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, I have to do some writing this weekend, and
Yeah, I have to work on a ball roll.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Any case, have a fantastic one, and don't eat too many Easter eggs and lamb.
Yeah.
Anyway, cheers. Have a good weekend.
Bye, guys.